Philadelphia Eagles at the New York Jets. Eagles favored by 7 here against the Jets. Eagles also 5-0. Jets moved to 2-3 with their win last week against the Broncos.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, I've got these records off the top of my head right now that's going to run out at some point. We're early enough in the season that it's in my head, but at some point I will forget teams' records. I like that there's not been a tie yet to
That
really
will
throw
help.
things
Yeah,
off.
that does help.
That also helps Mike Florio's power rankings. It's hard to put ties in there with the record. It's a lot cleaner when you don't have those.
It's true. It's a lot easier.
What are you looking for in this one? Eagles on the road here against the Jets.
I feel for the Jets defense because they're in one of these spots. Who was it? It was Green Bay's defense. Somebody it was Jair Alexander was saying, like, we basically are treating this at the moment like we need to score or we need to not allow a score in order for us to win the game.
I only saw the quote, not the tone or
Same, I
the
haven't seen
context, but the quote was like, hey, we can't give up any touchdowns.
I'm not even saying it's a negative thing necessarily.
It sounds like a dig at the offense when you read it. I don't know what the tone was.
But I'm not even, from Jair Alexander's point, the point being, like, they're in this space right now where as a group, as a defense, they're thinking we probably need to score to win games, right? And the Jets have been there for a while. The Jets have been there since 4 snaps into the first game of the season, thinking if we have any shot of winning this game, we either need to pitch a shutout or to actually put up points ourselves. And that's just such a crappy space to be in as a defense because the league's not really like that anymore. It's too hard. Yeah, you can pitch a shutout, but you're probably not going to, even if you have an amazing defense. The Baltimore Ravens, one of the greatest defenses of all time, an NFL record, gave up 10 points a game, right? So, like, the best you can possibly hope to do is to give up 10 points in the course of a game, and that might not be enough.
For some perspective, you go to PFF.com, use Greenline, and you can check out all the game matchups. It's really great because you can see not only the spread, but all team metrics side by side and all these comparisons, right? The Jets right now, 14th in PFF power rankings, 4th in defense, 32nd in offense. And our power rankings aren't going to just be, I don't know when they fully switch, but they do take into account historical performance. It's not just through 5 weeks where it's a tighter sample size. It's everything that we know about the Jets players, right? Their offensive line, Zach Wilson, their receivers. So they rank 32nd right now, and you feel it, right? I mean, they won with defense last week against the Broncos. They stayed competitive with the Chiefs because the defense kept them in it. And that was their best offensive performance. Mm-hmm. The Jets just feel like they need to have the Breece Hall big run, right? You need to have him rattle one off for 70. You need Zach Wilson to play clean football. Every week we talk about the Eagles' defensive line, and when they have a big mismatch against the opposing offensive line, it's really tough to overcome. I think we see another one of those this week.
Yeah, good news for the Jets offense, though, is that they are it is Breece Hall now. It's not, they're not keeping him on a pitch count. They're not limiting him. He's back 100%, and he is by far their most dangerous offensive weapon because Garrett Wilson is dependent on the quarterback, right?
Yep.
So the fact that Breece Hall can now get as much as they're comfortable giving him in terms of workload, I mean, it's maximizing what they can do on offense.
The other perspective for the Jets defense, I know we completely blamed Josh Allen in week 1 for his implosion, but we are at a point where we're seeing multiple quarterbacks pretty much have their worst game of the season against this Jets defense. So passing grades against the Jets so far, the best passing grade we've seen is Dak Prescott, 66.7. Mac Jones was 57, Josh Allen 52, Patrick Mahomes 48, Russell Wilson 43. That's another way of saying the frustration for the Jets. The defense is making pretty good quarterbacks look not so good, or average in Dak's case. 10 turnover-worthy plays between Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, and Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So, if they could do that again with Jalen Hurts, put him into some tough spots, have him turn the ball over a couple times, they'd potentially keep it close. But I don't know. The Eagles just look that much better. Every single game we see here, too, it's like, man, if Aaron Rodgers was under center, it'd be a pretty exciting game.
Right. I mean, even
storylines would be so different.
Even with an offensive line that struggled and it's getting, Elijah Vera-Tucker gone for the season, I think now, like it's potentially getting more banged up. But even with an offensive line that's still a potential issue, you would be like, any version of Aaron Rodgers is going to, give them a pretty good shot of winning these games.
All right, man, where are you going with this one? 7 points for the Eagles, favored on the road here.
That is a lot of points given how good this Jets defense is. However, I feel like they might be worth it. I'm going to go with the Eagles.
Give me the Jets. They'll keep it up defensively as I wipe my face.
Yeah?
Like when John Lynch was like, I feel good about Trey Lance. Scratching his head. Yeah, he's figuring it out. That's me picking the Jets right now. Don't love it. I'll take the Jets as home underdogs, though.